morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is Boomba right here on your Boom Radio NG. I bid you a warm welcome to the bar today. My name is Oladolupo, and today promises to be a very, very interesting one. We're going to be talking about a lot of things. Today is Friday, so it is Friday. It's a party. Anyway, there are quite a number of things. The National Assembly seems to be a lot in the news. Funny enough, they're always in the news. It's just that these days they've been in the news for the wrong reasons. And I think that in preparing this show, there was actually a very deliberate attempt to find news about the National Assembly that has nothing to do with Akpabio and Natasha. There was still news about Natasha Akpoti and Akpabio, but you know, there's quite a lot of things happening in. Sorry, I can't hear myself. I don't know why that is happening. Please hold on 1 second. Hello. Sorry for that break in transmission. There was some. Okay, I need you to help me. If you can hear me, I think you can hear me. I just can't hear myself. Anyway, so like I said, there were quite a number of things that I was very intentional about, and I think that those are things that we're going to be talking about. The sad part is that if we're not careful, there's so many things that happen at the National Assembly that would just move past. People's lives probably being signed away, all in the name of we're holding on to Mr. Akpabio and Mrs. Natasha's drama, because left to me, in my own dictionary, it is still drama. So back to the gist. There's quite a number of things happening. There's a bill that is being passed that is actually going through the Senate as we speak about early voting. There's another one that has to do with insurance. There are quite a number of things that's actually happening. So we're going to be talking about that a lot. Also, Nafdac has announced there's a new app actually for to combat fake drugs. I think that the app is supposed to report and take pictures and all that for verification and all that. That we're going to be talking about. What politics cannot do does not exist. Who would have thought that you see an El-Rufai on TikTok? Apparently, the man is on TikTok. Has a lot of back and forth. There's a bit of drama happening in the United States as well. Although there's also another sad plane incident that happened in the US. At this point, I hope that there's an explanation for all these incidents. But well, there are definitely quite a number of things and other things that we're going to be talking about today at the bar. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's show. My name is Oladolupo, and I bid you a warm welcome. Again, with me in the studio is Shala Rogers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Boom Bar. Thank God it's Friday.
Okay, so we're going right into it. But like I said, we're going to be talking about quite a number of things at the bar today, and one of the major things we're going to be talking about is things that are happening at the National Assembly. The first is that there's a bill that has passed second reading in the Senate, and this bill is set to allow Nigerians cast early votes.
You're looking at me.
Yeah.
You're done?
Yeah.
Okay. We need to be careful, though. Do you understand? Like, early votes in what context and in what way now?
It happens in the US now.
Is Nigeria the US? Do they shut down America during voting? There's a reason why Nigerian elections are the way Nigerian elections are. I am not against change. I'm not against improvement. I'm an advocate for it. But I'm also a realist. Early voting is risky. What I wanted to say, I changed it last minute.
Okay, why do you think it's risky?
It's tantamount to rigging.
How?
Hey. Election that we are even lining up, they are rigging it. Election that we do biometrics, they are rigging it. Early voting is what now?
But you do all those things too now. You will they'll have those things just scanned somewhere.
Scanned somewhere. And those people that voted that day, they will not go to another village to go and vote now. Me, I don't look. As much as we are, in Ghana, they voted and people went to work. Nigeria is not Ghana. We are not Ghana.
No, but I think people should actually go to work and vote and go to work.
The reason why they restrict movement,
I think it's basically because of violence.
It's not only violence, it's rigging. It's illegal movement. It's people are moving from here to there and things are happening. So they think with biometric now they can stop it. Amen, you. But me, I'm afraid, Me, I don't like all these things that one day they will not come and say, it's because of early voting, Kinecon pattern of Kinecon. Let's just do. The only one I'm asking for them to change is that let's have all the election in one day. Local government to governorship, I say just one day.
Yeah, I also think that a local government elections, maybe instead of pushing that, they probably should push the tenure of local government to 4 years as well.
Yes, now.
And then the way you have, maybe the day they do governorship elections, they should also do, they should also do local government elections also the same day. That way, INEC is in charge of everything and there isn't so much drama around local government elections.
It's cheaper on the long run that you don't need another day. You don't need to pay ad hoc staff.
Yeah.
The printing materials might not be cheaper, but at least the logistics is less. You don't need more vehicles in 2 weeks after one election.
Yeah,
you don't need to shut down the country 3 times in a year.
Yeah, you don't need more people.
Just one day.
The same set of people.
Just one day. But early voting, count me out.
Anyway, there's a lot of gist coming from local government elections, but before we get to that point also, still talking about the the National Assembly. Like I said, I have plans to actually bring up a lot of gist happening in the National Assembly before they sell us completely, and we don't know, and we are just holding on to Akpabio versus Natasha. There's also a bill that has been passed in the House of Representatives. Oh my God, again. Restricting foreign vessels on Nigerian coastal waters. Hello.
Okay, basically what that means is that foreign vessels are restricted.
That's what it is.
Shut up. What is the bill about? What's the special thing about it? What's the cocoa of the thing? Are you saying that foreign vessels are not going to enter Nigeria again? Then they will also say we can. Or what exactly? Or is it the ones that have been caught doing illegal things and all of that? You get. So it's actually working well now. So it's working, yeah. So whatever it is, which of the foreign vehicles are we please referring to, and foreign vessels?
Okay. At this point, I think there's a bit of help that needs to be done. I'm coming, please. Hold on.
All right, it's still the Boom Bar right here on your Boom Radio NG. We are here talking about foreign vessels being restricted at the moment, and Tulupo was about to shed more light on that particular bill. I know that there's a whole lot of stuff that's happening in that sector, and that many ships, even the ones that work locally, don't really belong to Nigerians. It's the days when Nigerians owned those ships, and there were many of them in business those days. But I think we lost out on that. I don't know why, but that sector more or less almost died.
So basically, what the House of Representatives, what they were really talking about was that Nigerian coastal waters is filled with, even the ones that do not come to Nigeria to drop stuff in Nigeria, it's almost like as if they've turned Nigerian coastal waters to parking lot.
Okay, if that's the matter, it's a serious thing. It's even better now. There was a time where, in case people don't know, ships actually die. Like when a ship is expired, they're supposed to take it to some kind of place where it can be decommissioned or whatever. Do you know there was a time they were dumping those things off the coast of Nigeria? Mm-hmm. Thank God that Nigeria woke up. And I think Lamata and the Navy really stepped up protecting Nigeria's coastal waters and everything. So the same thing should actually happen now with this ships, because it's also an avenue for people to dump toxic waste and other things. But this is where we need to task the Navy, and all the other maritime agencies to say, look, it's your job to protect us, and do not let these guys get away with it.
Okay, so still talking about the National Assembly, and we're going back to the original elephant in the room, which, is people are used to talking about now. However, a senator has had something to say. A few senators have had quite a number of things to say. This particular senator now has his own take on this, and this is Senator Jimoh Ibrahim saying that what Natasha did, taking the case to the IPU, is this matter is dead on arrival. So we can say that she really doesn't have a lot of supporters in her colleagues.
Well, you can say that the person that spoke is from an opposition party, so maybe that's why Senator Ibrahim does not agree with on anything or some of our recent actions. You might say that. So I'm not going to quickly jump on that bandwagon that nobody really likes her in the house, because
I didn't say like how, I said support her on this matter.
Support her in the house. Maybe she has some closet supporters. If you look at it, just like when we're discussing the Lagos State Assembly issues, and when they had a new speaker, and in the process of getting a new speaker, nobody spoke against that impeachment. Only for the old speaker to come back.
And a few people decided to.
About two of them showed up from nowhere, and you wonder, like, wait, weren't you all together before? So you know how some of these things happen. Maybe there are some people in the Senate
but I don't understand at this point. I'm sorry if it looks funny, but I don't think she needs closet supporters at the moment. It doesn't help her in any way if you're supporting her and you are not being vocal about it, or you're not doing anything about it. I don't think she needs closet supporters at the moment. And this is why I don't think that I don't think the issue is dead on arrival, but I don't think a lot of things will come out of this matter. Call it whatever it is, but that's just my opinion.
I just want to reiterate, because I noticed that a lot of people on social media are actually supporting her and all of that, and there's no problem with that. And if there's a way they can pass this message to her, you've gone to court for everything except sexual harassment. Why? I raised it here yesterday. I'm repeating it now. You've gone to court to say they should grant an injunction that they should not suspend you. You've gone to court to say that injunction has been breached and everything. But the main thing, you wrote a petition. Now, even without being a lawyer, the days that you stated in your action, there are contrary images on social media, videos and pictures that already contradict your stance. If you say something happened, say for instance on the 23rd of December, then on the 24th of December, for instance, I'm not saying those were the exact dates, so you are seeing hobnobbing with the same person. You're partying with the person.
Yeah.
You're grooving with the person.
Why I said
Do you understand? So I'm not saying you're lying. I'm just saying be quick to go to court also with this evidence that you have.
So see why I said that I have an issue with her timing.
I don't have an issue with her timing.
Even if you haven't gotten the time as well, there shouldn't be a point where you would be, like you said, hobnobbing with the person after your claims. There's a disconnect somewhere, and it's not working. But anyway,
that's what I want the court to help us fish out and straighten and push out. But if she decides to come out now, or when she did, I don't have a problem with that, because again, at times people need to, if it's really something that was traumatic, people process things differently. Some people, it will take them years, and some never ever get over it. Some never even talk about it. and some never happened, and they said it did.
Anyway, moving on from that quickly, I wanted to talk about something that the Nafdac has done, and I think that is, I will call it a fantastic thing. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control. So they had now launched an app called the Greenbook. I had not downloaded it. Now that I just pointed it out, maybe I should actually check it out. Basically, what the Greenbook is saying is that they have all the medication and food that they have
approved,
signed off on. Yes, that they have approved. It's right on that app. Oh, okay, it's right there. I'm about to download it. It's called Nafdac Greenbook in case you want to download it. So what they're saying is that you have to Anyway, so basically what they're saying is that you have to, when you get the app and you have a drug that you're not sure about, even the one that you're sure about, because these days you can never even be too sure, or medication or drugs or drinks or food or whatever it is, you just put in, you can enter the product name, the brand name, or the registration number, and the app would verify its registration status to you.
But that is a good thing. It's a step in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure that is going to solve our problems.
Why, please?
Okay, so they have a database of products that they have certified.
Mm-hmm.
The people who are selling fake stuff, fake the original. How do you now stop that? Is Nafdac number that you want to quote, Abby? How they get their printers to put it on the same product? How do you stop it? Have you noticed some very, very good fakes? Like you see a tin of milk. I won't mention the brand that someone showed us the other day, and they looked so alike. The only thing that set them apart were some embossed things on the can. Not because the paper can be, printed and removed and changed and everything. Again, some of the other things that people do is that they take the original product and put the fake things inside. Another thing that they also do is to take the original product and change the expiry dates and all of that, the shelf life. So the problem is multifaceted. But with your app, except you tell me the app can detect this. I know, for instance, I was hanging out with someone the other day. They just got back from America and some drinks were brought to the table, and they actually have a way of verifying the authenticity of these drinks.
Oh, interesting. So I'm actually opening, I've downloaded the app just now. And so to report a fake, basically, instead of putting out, what's the word now? Email addresses. Once you click on it, it just takes you to your email and puts in the email and everything, and then you can take a picture and report a fake.
Report a fake?
Yes.
That's good. To report something that I suspect
is a fake. Yes.
That's what this app does.
That's one of the things it does.
That's a good feature. That's a good feature because feedback is important.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time we were advocating that even the Lagos State Ministry of Housing and Works should come up with something like that can allow people.
I like this a lot. The fact that you can report.
You see a building that's been constructed and you just think that there's something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You could just quickly send something to them.
Yeah, I like this. This also shows there's also public alerts on it where you also get news from Nafdac straight. So I think that it's a step in the right direction. The way you said, there's still a lot of work to do, but we can also say that this is not.
Oh, it's a good thing now. Instead of them just sitting down and waiting for someone else to solve this problem, they are being proactive about it.
I agree. I agree with you. Also, the Nigerian Customs has now intercepted 1,149 jerrycans of smuggled petrol at the Taraba-Cameroon border. So, I know that, or don't let me say I know, or I can't really fathom. Don't let me say I can't fathom because it's kind of believable. But Nigeria's fuel is no longer cheap. We're no longer buying fuel at 150 naira per liter or 195 naira per liter and all that. We're no longer buying subsidized fuel. In fact, when we're still paying 750 or something, we knew it was subsidized to a large extent. It's safe to say we don't have subsidized fuel anymore. And so why is there still a lot of smuggling?
Because
it's not cheap.
Because even at that, it is still the most affordable in this side of Africa. Even at the price that you're buying. Meanwhile, ex-depot prices dropped again today at Dangote refinery.
Oh, so fuel is going down again.
It's gone down to 850 ex-depot. 815. So let's see what happens.
So we'll be seeing like 835,
let's
840.
see what happens here with the... Let's see what...
Oh, I didn't see that news. I actually didn't
happens.
see that. Interesting.
You know?
Interesting.
Yeah. We'll wait for the official statement. You know, so but the beauty of it is that Nigerians feel, regardless, it's still the most affordable. In fact, one of the top security bloggers in the northern part of Nigeria just reviewed a few hours ago that Niger Republic is about to shut down. Like, they're going for like 2 weeks now. There's serious fuel scarcity there.
Which one is Niger Republic? One of those ones that they say they are not doing.
One of those countries that are no longer interested in being neighbors.
Okay.
With us or being a part of.
Please, as our borders, are they closed though?
More or less, they are.
Okay, thank you.
And you know, but you know, those borders are very porous. The bottom line is that they are going through it now, and the gist we're hearing, is that they actually want Nigeria to sell, not crude though, because I know they have their own refinery that they were building that year. But they actually need petrol.
And they should sell to them now. It's business. It's business. Everybody should actually...
Yeah, so for them to want to buy, it just goes to the point that I was trying to make about Nigerian petrol being very, very affordable. Mm-hmm. That's the point I'm trying to make with that.
Yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, moving on from that, interesting news. Where's now news coming from Rivers State? Interesting news now. As Governor Fubara has now written the speaker himself.
He is processing or going through, the different stages of heartbreak.
Grief.
Yeah, grief. And I think he has moved away from denial now to coming to terms with
acceptance. We're in acceptance now.
Yeah,
okay.
It's really happening, and these guys are in charge of the arm of government that I was trying to take away from.
I also feel, and this is one thing that I had said earlier as well, that even though they need to calm down, we also need to get to the fact that things have to be done properly. It's not even about fighting him or not fighting anybody. What are the rules of engagement? How does the governor approach a house of assembly? Does the governor just summon them and post it on social media? And this is not even fighting. Like I said, okay, take for example, whether we like it or not, the president and the National Assembly are on very good terms. Yeah, that we cannot deny. But still, the president cannot officially just barge into the National Assembly.
Nigeria is a sovereign state.
Mm-hmm.
And there are several embassies in Nigeria. Mm. Can any Nigerian enter any of those embassies without being invited?
No.
That's what it is. You understand? The sovereignty of Nigeria also applies to those institutions.
Yeah.
The judiciary, the legislature or legislators and the legislation, the House of Assembly, collectively. And that's the way it is. Even at the local government that they share, they say you can't just walk in.
You can't just walk in. And first he sent them a letter that they should come to the government house. Then you now literally go and ambush them. And that's like I said, even if they're on perfect terms, you can't even do that. Remember the conversation, of what happened in Lagos State, where a lot of people were berating the impeached speaker and the reinstated speaker of the House, basically delaying the governor for 5 hours. This is a governor, allegedly. This is a governor that was invited. Do you understand? However, if they don't invite him into the chambers, he cannot come.
You see, the days where a governor can walk into the chambers, pick up the gavel and approve his own budget, those days are gone. The days where a president can have Senate presidents removed back to back to back, those days are gone. And we're at the days where you must respect the rules, the rule
of law. And then things are so out there now that it's very obvious. Everybody sees. You know, some of those things, because of social media now and phones and the advent of those things, that's why it's more difficult to pull some things off. Do you understand? Some of these things we only heard it with our ears. There wasn't like there was anybody that was any form of evidence or anything to back some of these things up. However, in Governor Fubara's letter, I think that there's still a tinge of pride. Pardon me, it's my thoughts. Where he had emphasized, he cited that there was an earlier attempt to present the budget on March 12th, which was unsuccessful due to being denied entry into the assembly premises. He had talked about how he just wanted to comply with the Supreme Court judgment. However, he also said that he reminded the speaker that the House had issued a 48-hour ultimatum, but he was not served a true copy of the judgment, so he did not. That was the reason why he did not come. Serve the true copy or not, that judgment was there. The Supreme Court also now went ahead again a few days after to explain the judgment. That you don't see a lot. I don't think they explained themselves that much. And they did. They put it out there again. And then you were now saying that was the reason why Mr. Uncle Daddy asked for a time. And then he now said he was thinking of Wednesday. Why don't you write to them and let them give you a time? No, but he also
said, and any other day they deem fit in the month of March.
If they like, let it be the month of May.
No, I like that rider that I put there. I like that angle, that window that says, this is what I'm hoping happens, but this day and any other day.
I personally think
that part I can't fault him.
Don't put a time and date.
No, you can tell them that this Wednesday I'm available.
Okay, what if they say come on Monday? You say you cannot come, you don't have time.
If he has engagements now, pre-planned engagements, he
Mr.
would go.
Governor Fubara,
What if he has to go to Abuja? There's no impeachment.
What's happening? There's no.
What if he has to be in Abuja?
To do what in Abuja?
FEC, whatever. It could be anything. Okay, right. Don't they have those meetings in Abuja anymore?
Okay.
Now I'm asking you, please don't hide behind arguments or discussions. Do they have those meetings in Abuja?
They do, but it's not all of them that attend it.
I rest.
They do. They do not. All do not attend it.
As long as you have acknowledged that, then I rest. That shows you.
I'm just saying that
I like to give
it would be better if he did not put a date. Let them invite you themselves.
I get your point. Your point is good. Your point is valid. But so is mine. And I'm saying that he said Wednesday next week, I would like to come through. But if it's not convenient for you, any other day in the month of March, you see, the thing about that statement is that there's another allocation coming and Bros will miss it. He has to get everything cleared before the next allocation.
Who said he's going to get it?
Dolupo, who says he won't?
Okay.
It's politics. Never say never.
And that's what I'm saying. So there's no...
It's politics. It's politics.
I just think that he should just calm down a little bit.
Yeah, everybody thinks that he should calm down. But I also think that the House of Assembly people should calm down. I think that Mr. Wike should calm down. Because at this point, again, I repeat, and I've been saying this like a broken record, the people of Rivers State deserve to have governance now. You know, the battles have been fought and won and lost. You get. So it's time to focus on governance. For 1 minute, can they put their party leanings and their affiliations aside and just focus on governance? In 2.5 years, your tenures will be up. Every one of you, every single one of you, including the governor and the House of Assembly members. There are no guarantees. None.
Yeah, but maybe
there's no even guarantee about tomorrow morning for anybody.
Maybe it's time for them to do their own back. What he did to them for almost 2 years, because he actually did mess them up.
Okay, well, your point is an eye for an eye, so it's fine. And of course, dear people of River State, the type of advice that Dolupo has given is the type that would see you people suffer completely for 4 years. Nothing will get done because some people don't know when to shit their swords. Like, we've been fighting, and it's about time for us to calm down. Calm down in real life, not calm down by lip service.
We'll see what the reply that the State House of Assembly River State would give. There's no reply to the governor's letter yet. Now still talking about local government issues, INEC has now released an updated voters register and a list of political parties for the upcoming Rivers local government election. And that is also still now in contention. It's part of the gist and part of the issues that the assembly has with the governor. So we'll see we'll know if that August election is still going to hold or not. We'll see that. Before we leave the local government election, something interesting happening in Niger State, while the governor, and this is interesting, why I said so is that I don't know if he has the powers, and maybe it's time for us to have conversations, really have conversations of the powers of governors when it comes to local government. A lot of people have been praising it, but anyway, Governor Bago has now reserved all vice-chairmanship positions for women in Niger State.
If I was the governor, if I do not have the constitutional powers to do it, I have the political powers to. If I am the governor that is in charge of the state as a politician. I don't want to touch that thing. I'll just go closer to it. Not every governor has the political clout or will. But if you are the governor and you are the leader of the party in your state, you actually can have a say on who contests for what or not. We've seen other governors do similar things where they say, oh, look, we're paying for the nomination forms for all the women in this state. Yeah, and all of that. So it's at the party level. I'm just trying to explain a political way to get it done. It's at the party level where you say to any male that wants to be vice chairman, forget it.
So this is my issue with it, yeah. And you say at face value you would first think it's a beautiful thing. My issue with it is that how are you so? This is what happens when we see the party of the day is the person that wins the local government elections. If it's not that you are so sure that it's your party that is going to win all the seats, I don't think it is in the governor's powers or in the governor's business who contests for what.
I think you're reading it wrong. This is my view of what you said now. You're saying that when people go into elections, they go into elections to lose. Nobody does that.
No.
Wait. Okay, carry on. When you're done, I'll speak.
No, I just said no. I was replying to what you said.
When people go into elections, be you PDP, Labour, NNPP, APC, whatever party it is, they all go in with a strategy and a structure and a system. Then the general elections happen or the local government elections happen and the people who win. But they're saying that this is the format that we're going with. They didn't say that they are going to win for sure. They're just saying that we're reserving that position. So whenever you are buying those nomination forms, whenever you want to be chairman of any local government in Niger State and you're a member of the Governor Bago's party, which is the APC, he's saying to his people already, ensure that women make up the entire list of vice chairmen. One of the things that does for me is that it's going to give those women, some of them exposure, some of them experience. But some of them are already in the system and they've not been given executive powers or a chance to really express themselves politically. So he's not going to say that the PDP can decide to field all men and win them. Labour Party can decide to field men throughout or follow the same plan. When they made the decision to start rotating the presidency in Nigeria, they didn't say it because they knew that, this northern person will win or this southern person will win. They said it because it was the right thing to do based on what happened at June 12. And they're like, you know what? Let us cede this first set of president slots to the south. And we will wait for 8 years before it goes back to the north.
Okay.
So it's the same thing. It's an internal party thing. It's not a constitutional thing. So we can't say that the governor is going to rig any election.
Anyway, just wanted to put this out there. This just popped up as the federal government seems to oppose the National Assembly's push for 200 new universities. So according to the Minister of Education, they're saying there are about 200 bills in the House of Assembly, National House of Assembly, the National Assembly basically for 200 new universities, basically. And what the minister is saying is that what should be done is that we should find ways and find funding for the existing ones, private or public. He's talking about how 12 of these were just also signed into law just last week. And there is not a need for 200 new universities in Nigeria.
I think I agree with the minister's response to that. On the one hand, I know that we need more university space for Nigerian students because the number of students graduating from secondary school is not commensurate with the number of units that they can enter. And that's why you find a lot of them going to those mushroom schools in neighboring countries. And some of them actually go to good schools in other African and Western countries, and even as far as Asia and all of that. Nigerians plenty, we plenty where there's a lot of us. But if you can increase the capacity of the schools, if they can take in more people and they can build more hostels for accommodation, bigger classrooms and everything, and maybe more courses, For instance, if every school, if there are 120 courses recognized by the Nigerian Universities Commission, and each school has a minimum of 70 or 80% of that, that means they can take in more people. And that means that, maybe fewer people will travel, which also reduces the need for parents to send their children abroad. Although we can't rule out the elitist thing about wanting to go to.
Yeah, he actually made a very interesting argument, and he said that when it comes to private universities, instead of pushing for 200 more private universities, the current private universities, which are 147 of the total institutions in Nigeria, only make up for 7.5% of undergraduate enrollment.
As the Politi,
they're not. It said that each one there are many universities that do not take up to 1,000 students. They do not have the capacity to even take up to 1,000 students.
Meanwhile,
so what's the point of? Mushroom universities.
There are some departments in some federal or state universities that have 1,000.
Yes, nah.
So they're just one department, though. In fact, I'm saying department. There are some courses that you have over 1,000 students. In a particular
window. So what he's now saying is that it doesn't make any sense if we just keep having these tiny schools.
Universities.
We need to increase capacity of the ones that are available. Then it will be easier to, and which I get it. It will be easy. The less you have, the easier you will have to monitor each one. And then we can deal with it. 200 more universities, really?
But even the government too, maybe they're sleeping on this one. You should also ensure that the unis have a certain level of students that they can take in. It should be part of the standards. Like, okay, this school that you want to build, this is the license. But for you to get this license, you must guarantee that within the space of X number of years, you should be taking in at least X number of people.
What happens with universities, the little that I know with universities is that, you first get an initial sign off by the president. Then there's a 3-year period that you are given. In that 3 years, then the NUC comes in. I think they come in every year for 3 years to now certify each one if any of those departments or courses can now graduate students. So you see a lot of students or a lot of people getting shut down because they still haven't met those requirements. So now what's the point?
Yeah, what I'm even saying is that, even based on what you said now, what I am saying, and that ties into it too, is that when they come to apply, it's like maybe an airline now. You want to get an airline license. Mm-hmm. You will tell the person that you are expected to own at least a fleet of 10 planes within the space of X number of years. That's what I'm saying. So that way, they also know that they have to build capacity, not just in content, but in numbers also. That you are expected to have this, and if you don't, then your license will be revoked. It's like broadcast licenses now in Nigeria. If you do not if you don't go live by a certain time, you lose your license. If you don't do this and that, you lose if you don't have this number of content, you lose your license. Those are the things. So you can also put it there. This will encourage anybody that wants to build a private university to know that it's not a private university for 500 people.
Yeah.
That you are targeting a minimum of 5,000 students per campus.
He's talking about how the government has literally put a moratorium on creation of new schools. Basically, they're saying that at the moment now there has to be there's a level of financial and academic capacity that you need to boast of before you are granted licenses at all.
That's what I'm saying. That's good.
Anyway, so that was just, by the way, just saw that and wanted to just put that out there. Now, still going back to politics. Now, interesting news coming from the PDP as the acting national chairman, Damagum, has now disowned the South-South Congress that they had, saying that the party had not authorized any Congress in the South-South. But if I'm correct, Minister FCT 001, Wike had a South-South Congress, zonal Congress. The PDP is now saying that they had nothing to do with that Congress.
What about the one that Wike was complaining that another governor organized? What was that?
They're saying that they've not done any one.
That's what I'm saying. So it's not just, if you're saying that, I didn't know that Wike organized anything.
Oh, yeah, he did.
But I know that he was complaining about another governor that they brought to him that begged to be governor and prostrated or whatever. And that the person now organized or is trying to organize something without him and blah, blah, blah. So basically, the PDP House of Commotion is still in motion.
Anyway, Labour Party is saying that they're gearing up for the Anambra gubernatorial elections and they're promising free and credible primaries. I think that we're moving close to time for elections in Anambra as we speak. I remember it was right at the bar when Governor Soludo actually won that election. I remember that was really quick.
Yeah. So
time just passed really fast.
So at least the Labour Party in Anambra State is a bit more put together than the PDP in Anambra, who do not have a candidate for governorship.
Anyway, we're going to see interesting things happening in Anambra. Also, former Governor El-Rufai has now joined TikTok. He apparently gained about 200,000 followers in 24 hours.
Yeah, shout out to former Governor Nasser El-Rufai. Very, very social media savvy man,
More like a Twitter person.
Yeah, he's very, very savvy. He's good.
He's very into his Twitter. To give it to him.
And it's not just him; it's him and his entire household. One of his wives is always correcting people's grammatical errors on Twitter.
Yeah.
I love that lady. She's very intelligent. His sons, they're also very active. Even the one that threatened an entire generation of people. But he has apologized. He said he was caught up in the movement. So Nasser El-Rufai is on TikTok, and it's a smart move for any. Donald Trump did it.
A lot of people have had a lot of things to say. He's gained a lot of followers. I've also seen a lot of people going on about joining TikTok will not make you president. Blah blah.
It's a smart move. Blah. No matter what anybody says, it's a smart move by him because his message will get to more people. And if you ever thought that Twitter was crazy, take that, multiply it by Facebook, mix it, with WhatsApp, then flush it down somewhere. That is what TikTok is. A mad place.
It's a madhouse.
But it's also a place where people get popular very quick.
Okay, now former President Buhari, through his media aide today, has seemed to have something to say after El-Rufai had talked about, and this was I think 2 days ago, where he said he got the blessing of the former president before he moved to the SDP.
It was all yesterday, Odolupo. Yeah.
It was about 2 days ago.
You're mixing up all your timelines. Buhari's statement came out yesterday.
No, I'm not talking about Buhari's statement. I'm talking about El-Rufai's statement.
That
he got...
Buhari's response was yesterday. He did not let it reach ground before he said...
I said, wait. El-Rufai's statement was 2 days ago. Okay. Buhari's statement was yesterday. I was not even talking about Buhari's statement yet. Okay. I was talking about El-Rufai's statement. Let me land before you...
okay.
How do you say something? Let me land
before you are buried. Carry on.
Anyway,
which is no way.
Former President Buhari seems to have a reply for that, and he said that he's a loyal APC member, any day, anytime, saying that the party that made him president twice, he's not leaving the party for anybody.
It's all politics, like I've been saying, and we've reiterated it. Nasser El-Rufai put it out that he got the blessings. He more or less insinuated that he got the blessings of Muhammadu Buhari, and he won't be the first person. The former governor of Edo State had a meeting with President Buhari once, and immediately inside Aso Rock there, he mentioned it, and of course a few seconds, like they say in all this skit, a few moments later, the man had crossed to the PDP and all of that. So in this case, the insinuations were, because if you look at the alignments that have been done, Nasser El-Rufai came out, criticized the APC back to back, then dumped the APC and joined the SDP.
No, according to him today, APC dumped him.
Okay, then dumped the APC because he's the one that... APC did not write a letter telling him... I hate it when people that try to change the narrative. Everything is out there. So he dumped the APC, resigned his membership, and not only him, people who worked with him as commissioners, they all resigned their membership. Then they joined the SDP immediately, And as soon as he's done that, of course, it's caused a chain reaction. And what it is that you notice there is a group of former power brokers who are hobnobbing with Nasser El-Rufai. A lot of them are former Buhari ministers.
Yeah.
And you notice that they seem not to know how to handle life outside power. Babatunde Raji Fashola left. You've not heard anything.
Nobody's heard. The man
is there, living his life, playing his football and everything. But you see, there are former ministers who also were former governors who are complaining about the party. The same person who was a former minister, governor, then former minister again, then governor, complaining about some things that he did when he was governor of a state in the southwest. They don't know how to handle life outside power. And I keep saying it. All these alignments, is it for the Nigerian people? I've been saying that thing, and I won't get tired of saying it. So you look at it, a former attorney general, a former minister of this, they are all aligning. A former party chairman of the APC, they are all aligning.
So is it really that you
doing it for Nigeria?
Is it for the Nigerian
Is it that your party changed or no? You are no longer relevant, and that's their problem. Their problem is that there's a Keyamo that was relegated to junior minister that is thriving now as minister. There are people that they don't know. Bosun Tijani, Bumitu Jojo, all of these people.
True. There were not people, even some of them that are party members.
Tuga, Aliu Pate.
Someone like a Olubumitu Jojo, who even used to be a House of Rep member. Nobody
knew them now.
Nobody knew, yeah.
You know, so Tuga.
So what you're saying is that they probably thought that they will all be in that system.
They all thought. And that's why, if you notice, some of these people contested against Tinubu at the APC primaries and decided to step down in the full glare of the world to see, I stepped down for him. All of that in politics is, I need compensation. Now, what it
compensation probably didn't come.
It compensated them.
Or the compensation they thought.
What they want more. For instance, there are people in Tinubu's government that were nominated by some of these names were mentioned. Okay. And they are there.
Okay.
And they are thriving.
So what's the problem?
Do you understand? The problem is that they still want to be in power. And this is the thing. And let's also say, a country of over 200 million people, like they say we are, do we have to keep recycling the same people?
Set of people.
Whether you're in the same party or not. Learn that when you are not in power, you are not in power. And that power is transient. It moves. When you are there, make use of it. And do good for the people. So this is the problem. And all these alignments are because it's within their constitutional right to align. Is it for Nigeria? Because you will hear names of certain individuals that are joining these people and you'll be like, wait. Did they say that? Shebi, you say you are trying to save Nigeria. Then why is this person joining you?
And I think that even this SDP, there might be a bit of issues because I also saw an interview of the former presidential candidate of the SDP talking about how he's still going to contest again.
Let me tell you what's going to happen to that guy.
There's going to be a lot of issues in SDP.
They are going to kick that guy out of that party. That guy will either be kicked out or he will run out. You will see.
Because
quote me on this.
All these heavyweights are coming into your party. Are they going to?
Does he own the party? That's the question. You don't understand.
But he probably funded the party to a lot extent.
How many people have funded parties in the past that they got kicked?
But see, the truth is it's not so much because if you did not see a party that was already ready-made, you wouldn't have thought that there was a party that had a chance.
Wike allegedly funded PDP for years. Did he win their primaries? There are no guarantees. It's politics. And let me tell you what's going to happen. You see, you forget the most basic things, that politics is a game of numbers. When these people move into the SDP now with their numbers and their people, and they call Congress and they do elections and they put their own party chairman there, what is he going to do? Adebayo, right? What's Adebayo going to do? They will frustrate him out of the party. I'm telling you. So him being there does not mean anything. Even Showore that says he has party, if they focus on that his party, one, there's something called freedom of association. You cannot stop people from joining a party.
Yeah.
So if all these people say they are going to join, what's Showore's party?
AAC.
If they go and join AAC, he can't chase them. Before you know it, he has lost the party. The reason why Showore is holding on to that party for 8 years plus is because nobody is going there except his supporters, the people who like and love him. Do you get? But that's what's going to happen to any party that they decide to go to. Are you playing? If Atiku says he's going to join AAC now, they'll say they won't sell form to him. They'll say he can't join. That it will start to infiltrate them from the world level. Are you playing right now?
Interesting. Nigerian
there are no guarantees for Mr. Adebayo. I like him. Very sound.
I think he's
very intelligent. But there are no guarantees.
I'm very afraid for him at this point.
Sokwe Otilo, SDP is gone.
Anyway, just wanted to put this out there. Oh wow, our time is almost up. But Nigeria's Mikel Obi is set to feature in Chelsea Legends against Liverpool. There's supposed to be a charity match at Anfield on March 22nd. there is a Nigerian who has now also won a Guinness World Record for catwalking. And the story is very interesting. She's
very
decided
motivational and inspirational.
to do that because she had gone for auditions, and because of her height, they told her that she can't be a model because of that, and she decided, you know what?
I'm gonna show you people.
And she decided to break a world record instead. And I think that's some fantastic work that she did there. Also, AMVCAs, for people that are really into it, it's coming back in May. A very interesting thing happened yesterday, which I actually think I remember seeing that snippet. A Nigerian TikToker, very popular, Pella, has now apologized for calling Runtown up and coming artist.
You see, this is what you get when people that don't have proper history, education, and this is recent history. Runtown is upcoming because you don't know him.
No, even if you know him, even if you don't know him.
No, if you knew him, you won't call him wrong. You would not call him that.
He knows him for him to call him up and coming.
No, they were going to bring him on his stream. And on that stream, he has had Davido, he has had Tiwa Savage. And I said, who is Runtown? That he doesn't want any upcoming artists. Do you see the context? Do you still hold that view now?
I get your point now.
He doesn't know him. You don't know Runtown.
If you knew,
that's what I'm saying now.
I felt that it was a point of people that...
It wasn't analyzing or talking. They're like, eh?
Yeah, I feel that it's when we make... Or what TikTok makes people now. Makes everybody or people celebrities out of the blue. Because if not, really, in the grand scheme of things, you and Runtown, really...
When someone tells you he's making 10 million, 15 million from just doing TikTok... You think they won't say anything they want to say? They will say anything and get away with it.
I think
these days we worship the number of followers that you have, and the influence that you can pull.
It's interesting.
Nobody cares if you are sound upstairs or whatever. It's TikTok.
Anyway,
it's Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Interesting news, as there's an archaeologists have found the oldest human face, and they're saying that this dates back over 1 million years. I have just one question. Yeah. So remember that growing up there was this story of, is it Darwin, that the
evolution.
There's the evolution story, yeah? Doesn't this now like...
Well, that's one angle. The only angle I'm going to say is
that show that...
Where did they find this?
Spain.
Okay. Interesting.
I'm just...
They should keep digging, until they dig somewhere around Nigeria, then we will know that we'll see people who has been around for like 2 million gone.
Probably. There's been some evidence that the oldest set of people are in Africa, but just that was the first thing that popped in my head. That doesn't that now show that this story of evolution, maybe it needs to stop finally?
Maybe.
Anyway, on that note, okay, before we go, just wanted to put this out there. Sadly, our thoughts and prayers are with the United States as another American Airlines plane caught fire and 12 people got hospitalized. And
we're going to change this headline to remove that Trump takes his court battle high with...
he did. He's going to the Supreme Court at this point for this U.S. birthright citizenship. He's really taking this seriously. We'll see what comes out of that. Anyway, on that note, that is all we'll be able to take today on The Bar. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We'll be back again on Monday to give you another wonderful edition of The Boom Bar. Do have a beautiful, beautiful day ahead.
Peace.